So, Slay the Spire 2 was built in Godot, and you can just decompile the entire game down to the project file. You can extract the entire project file out, all of the code, like, not doing anything where you've got to, like, do any weird, like, magical stuff. No, you can just, like, you can just extract the project file effectively. Unity, this is not as much of a problem for, and you can limit this with Godot, but it's not something that Godot, like, just natively does, which obviously has let this happen. Now, the interesting thing with this is the devs are like, we actually don't care, right? Because what Slay the Spire 2, because when this was discovered, right? Also, most people are not going to do this. They're still just going to buy the game. But Slay the Spire 2 didn't have like 400,000 players or something. 574,000 peak players. They don't, like, I think it was the director was like, hey, if people want to learn from the game, that's cool. Like, if they sold, a couple thousand copies, maybe they would care. But if you sold minimum, if you have 574,000 peak players, you minimum have, like, what? Million, maybe 1.5 million purchases, and that's just on Steam. Did they release on other platforms? I actually don't know. Wait, where did they release? Slay the Spire 2. Is it just on Steam or is it on, like, Switch or something? Okay, it's only on PC. Either way, it'll probably release on Switch at some point. They've made their money. They've made their money. Anyway, let's have a look at this. Decompiled, Slay the Spire 2, entire project in Godot, and how to prevent it.
Slay the Spire 2 is out, and it is the biggest Godot game of all time.
Yeah, I think second biggest. What was the Sonic game built in Godot? Was it Sonic? I feel like there was like a Sonic remake made in Godot. Maybe I'm wrong. Was it not Sonic? I thought it was. Okay, either way. Very easily second biggest. Slay the Spire is such a weird title, like, we murdering architecture now. Yes. Yes, actually, that is the plot. You are murdering the Spire. Yes. The Spire is a living creature. Anyway.
And what we have here is the Godot project, the entire project decompiled, and we're going to check it out. Something a little different today, but it's really exciting to see this. This game has been highly anticipated. They made the switch to Godot during the Unity crisis, so something to keep in mind, like all engines can be decompiled to various degrees, so we're going to look at a lot of little assets, or take a look at the nodes that they used. Here is the rest site. Look at that shader. Oh, so good. Yeah. And you know what else we've got? We've got a couple of characters here, including the new one. And let's go ahead and maybe I can search up my favorite character, the defect. Yeah. And all right, let's get him in there. Look at that. We can move him around. Oh, this is so fun. This is so cool to see. And, do not let this discourage you from releasing your game. There are steps you can take to obscure and eliminate some of the gain from decompiling, including obfuscation here, as well as an additional security enhanced packet. Just make it more difficult, not impossible, to extract your project.
This is something that should be built into Godot. I don't know why it's not.
We can look at the Steam chart. This is the biggest game, like, currently right now. We can see that the game is on its way to 500,000 players online right now.
Well past it by now.
That is an absolutely enormous hit. They are not going to suffer any consequences or have anything happen as a result of these files being available. Other big games have been subject to de-encryption and extraction and reviewing data mining. This happens all the time, but this is kind of the first time we get to see it in Godot and explore it a little bit. And we can also talk about ways to make this harder and not impossible, but the reason why it is able to be extracted is because when you zip up your assets and make them encrypted, the game still needs to provide that encryption key to a player. So if they have the distributed files, they have to be able to open them. So that key is in there somewhere. Now, what this tool does is make that key a little bit harder to... Now, what this tool does is make that key a little...
Really? 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 You know... Mute your Discord!
A little bit harder to find and decompile, so this can add an extra layer for your game if you're interested, and maybe this is something that they add as well to just make it harder. What we can do with these files is we can explore and learn and just enjoy them.
Because the devs have said it's okay, yes. Otherwise, this would be very legally gray area. For example, the Minecraft LCE stuff, the whole decompiled Minecraft console version. Yeah, people... There was... Oh my god. There was someone who made a fucking fork of the leaked Minecraft code and uploaded the game to Steam. They're like, oh, I made all these changes to it. Like, that's not how that works. You can't do that. They are going to sue you. What are you, like, I don't know why people seem to think that if the code, you can just see the code. Oh, it's fine. Oh, yeah, no issue. Nope, it's open source now. No, it's not.
Absolutely do not use anything in here. It is a learning experiment only, so let's go take a look. If we open their add-ons folder, you can see they made their own add-ons. They've got this mega content creator. Let's open this doc. So it looks like this is something they can use to quickly create or even prototype cards, powers, relic, monsters. And we have a little bit of GD script attached to this. We can see that we've got a card class template, power class template, as well as all of the cards. Here are the cards on JSON right here. So you could take this and spoil yourself and look at all the cards. You could use this.
I will say that this does make it very easy for the data miners who want to fill out wikis. I will say that. There is now zero excuse for the wiki not to be perfectly up to date and perfect information.
To power like a website about rating cards, maybe. This is pretty cool just to have this. I'm sure this was extractable in the old game as well. If we keep going down here, we have some animations here, a whole set of textures, normal maps. Oh my god, that is so cool. Look at that. That is the defect normal map. This is their sprite sheet, essentially. So here he is right there, the defect, all discombobulated, ready to be used. And that would go for all the other characters too. Looks like, yeah, that is super neat. So we've got the character select screen. Oh, cool. Yeah, so a little bit different. They've got a little extra effect on there. Ooh, uh-oh, I'm going to close that boss folder. I don't want to know anything about that right now. Let's take a look
again. Data miners have fun.
Our card scene. All right. If you can read this, there is a bug. That is neat.
Oh,
they've done a good job with their
placeholder
default
That's
card.
cool.
Let's look at some of it's all a control node. We've got shadow on it. We've got the whole thing. This is the type plaque. Oh, yeah. If you could learn a lot from organization here. Look at them using all this access as unique ID, just like I like to do it. That is really nice. Ooh, sparkles. We can turn on the card sparkles. Look at that. Unbelievable. I'm loving this.
I assume
I
that's
could
just
explore this all
particle
day.
node?
I'm not going to like sit here and do literally everything. I'm going to keep moving here. So I noticed they have their own component here that renders text with these codes. This will render the tooltip that you need to know about when you hover like a new mechanic. You can kind of see what it'll do. Something like block or attack. It'll use this format, it seems. That's really cool. We've got a bunch of screens here. Is this the map screen? Yeah, this is fun. Super. And they have a map drawing component. So one thing I didn't talk too much about, this is multiplayer. Slay the Spire 2 is full co-op multiplayer. One thing
Okay, I've not played the second game.
I was really high on. I really, really wanted this because the first one doesn't have anything like that.
How does
None of
that
the mods do it either.
How does that work with the... how does that work? I've not played the second game. Because that's really cool. Have you? I'm assuming you haven't played the second game yet?
But they have nailed it. So definitely go pick yourself up a copy and play with your friends. This is a game of the year for sure. Here's the Ascension panel. Oh my god, the game over screen. Ooh, might be some spoilers.
If it works.
No, just some UI. Awesome. This is really cool. If you see this is a bug, great way
I'm assuming
to
that's their like default placeholder text then.
default things.
Okay, so they're having some fun.
You know, there isn't a lot of GD script in here. I think they have some like basic tester scripts, it looks like. So this is Dagger Spray. Yeah, so I think most of their project is in C++, which I don't...
C# obviously is what he meant. Which makes sense coming from Unity. The reason why they support C# is because of Unity, right? But when you're doing C#, it does make working with Godot less convenient because GD script will just auto, like, rerun when you modify the script. I think you actually have to, like, explicitly compile the C# stuff as you change it. Also, some various parts of Godot just don't support C#, so it's there for the Unity people, but it's really not intended to be your main thing.
don't have the tools to look at right now, and I'm not all that interested in like getting into their source code.
They have so little GD script. They have a folder called GD script. Okay, I respect that.
The one thing I'd look at a little bit more is this creator doc. This is the doc where they can create powers, relics, and if we go over into the code for that, we can see at the top we have this editor plugin. Godot makes it really easy to make this sort of add-on to help in your development, so it's really cool.
Yeah, so Godot, for anyone who hasn't used it before, you actually can build Godot plugins and Godot tools in Godot. So if you want to extend the editor, if you want to go and, I don't know, add some, in this case, card creator or map creator or some there's some framework for map building, something like that. You can just build that in Godot.
That they did this. We have our buttons, our kind of fields, and then we have this cool setup thing where they're going to get the nodes. Oh, that is neat. This is a good way to do it. Then they also have this connect. This is similar to how I like to do it. They often have these lambdas. That's really cool because I like this shorthand a lot of the time. Cool. So yeah, they've got basically these functions here, power the UI, generate card. It's going to open some files, read, review. Very cool. Nice. Throw some errors. Yeah, this is awesome. I think I could spend
do you notice
all
the
day
zero comments
looking through this code and assets. I'm really enjoying this. Amazing. So that'll do it for this video. If you haven't done this already, head over to the Steam store and buy yourself a copy of Slay the Spire 2. If you haven't gotten the first one somehow, there's a bundle there for you. Definitely go get that. I am going to go play some more. I've already got 8 hours in it, and it is fantastic so far. I will see y'all later.
What's C# for usually? I'm not familiar. It is basically Microsoft Java. So, in actuality, like, being a bit more serious though, like, yeah, basically just general development. Like, you have C# frameworks for pretty much everything. There's obviously Unity stuff with C#. You can do Godot stuff with C#. You can do web backend stuff with C#, like database integration stuff. Razor pages, which is like a way to generate pages with C#. General application development. It's a very general purpose language. The download's almost done, by the way. There's like a minute and a half left. So we'll just wait that out, and then we'll go to Shenmue 2. How do we do the rest of the mod thing, by the way? Where's the